Hello, everybody. I'm going to try to answer some questions that I keep getting asked. I get asked a lot of the same questions kind of over and over. So if this will help, I am here to answer questions. So if you have some, say hello. Let me know what you'd like to ask, but I'll just start by saying I don't work at Lowe's. I'm getting asked a lot what Lowe's I work at, and I don't work at Lowe's. I'm not going to say where I work because my company doesn't allow that. Hi, Bobby and Holly. Thanks for joining.
Did she get caught? Ivy just asked.
What did she ask?
Did she get caught?
I'm getting some help here.
Hi.
Sarah helps me manage this page because there's a lot to keep up with, and it's only been a day. She did not get caught. The officer I spoke with last night told me that they hit a dead end and they didn't have enough evidence. So the video footage that I have, the store footage didn't actually show her hitting me. It just shows her coming and going, and you can see that there's some sort of confrontation happening, but you can't see the actual incident. She covered her plates on the way out, and they're saying that there was no cameras in the area to capture her plates on the way in. So no plates, nothing really to go on. So
Holly asked you, how are you feeling?
I am feeling better. Yeah, I'm not hurting as bad. Got the little tapes off and got a bit of a scar and some bruising, but not hurting as bad. Thank you.
Mariah says hi from Nebraska. Hope you're feeling better.
Hi, thank you. I am feeling better. I am sleeping better. I'm eating better for a couple days. I was just kind of a nervous wreck and couldn't eat that well.
Deanna asked, they can't trace her card she paid with.
She didn't buy anything. We didn't have what she wanted, and that's what she was upset about. Yes, Kayla, I think it was very unacceptable. I was pretty shook by this. I didn't never expect for things to get so out of control so fast. It was just like an adult throwing a temper tantrum like a 5-year-old, for sure. No, I'm not. Not single.
Holly said hi from Ohio.
Hello, Holly from Ohio. Western Australia. Thank you.
Beth said no one can identify her. Question.
So, the police, when I called last night, said that they did not get the footage that I sent them because they sent me a link to my cell phone to send them the footage that I had, and they said that they couldn't open it. So I talked to my employer today, and they said that they reached out to the police department and resent the footage. So I'm hoping to hear back on that soon to see if they can do anything with it.
Melissa asked, what was she so upset about and not getting? It's crazy.
She was upset that we didn't have a swimming pool in stock because she drove all the way from another town to come to our store. Apparently, this is the story I get from my staff because I actually didn't deal with this lady until this incident. I was on my lunch break when all this was happening, and I kind of walked back into it. So I guess she wanted to have a swimming pool put on hold, and we're not holding stuff like that because we have people waiting in line outside, so it's kind of first come, first serve. So when she came to this, she begged the cashier basically to hold this pool, and she said she's right around the corner, and the cashier decided to do her a favor by holding the pool. She said she'd hold it for 30 minutes, and the lady stressed she was right around the corner. 30 minutes came and gone, and she didn't show up, so the pool got sold. So when she got there, she was really upset, and she wanted to take names and first names and last names. So we don't give last names. That's not necessary. And, sorry, lost my train of thought. So the next thing I know, I mean, she's writing in a notebook, like she has a little notebook, and she's writing down the cashier's name, and then she wants to know my store number. So I gave her the store number, but I let her know we're the only store in this city. And then she just said, you know what? And she just started throwing stuff off the counter. And so we had, like, you know, impulse grabs on the counter and, like, masks for sale all up front. And she's tossing them. And she tossed them with no care and actually hit her own baby stroller with some of these items. But she had a cover over the baby stroller. So thankfully the baby, if there was even a baby inside, I don't even know, didn't get hurt. But I was looking at the mess like, whoa, lady, what are you doing? And I was, you know, getting ready to say, you've got to go, when she hit me. So I was looking down. My employees think that she had keys in her hand, and that's what cut me. So I have a cut. And then I had actually what I think were knuckle marks in the side of my temple, because I had 2 very large knots in my temple.
Nan said, and I've gotten this a lot on the page, without mentioning your employer if you're not allowed, how did they react?
I was contacted by some higher-ups in corporate that very night. They called me from home to ask me how I was doing and to let them know if I needed anything. My boss, I had let him know right away that it happened, and he came straight away and took over the store so that I could go get medical attention. He was very concerned and cares a lot. Obviously, workers' comp's taking care of the medical bills. I really don't know what else they could do. They did tell me to take time off if I wanted it. I fortunately just had the next day off, so I took my day off, and then I might have taken it had I not already been off, but I went back to work the day after.
Okay. Stephanie asked, why don't the police release the video and ask the public for help?
The police said they had trouble opening the video, so hopefully they got the video that my employers sent to them directly today. They said they sent it in a different format, so hopefully they were able to receive it, and I'll hear back on that soon.
Okay. Sorry if I mispronounced. Darlene said, it seems like some of these assaults are happening more. Just read about a Target employee getting their arm broken and 2 girls getting pepper sprayed today. Even at my work, customers are tense. What are your thoughts on all this?
Man, I just think that people need to be more understanding. We're here working because we want to keep our jobs. I want to pay my mortgage and take care of my kids. I don't particularly want to be exposed to the virus. If it's out there and making people sick, I don't want to get it, but I'm doing this so that my employees could keep working and keep paying their bills. They want to work, so if they want to work, I'm going to be there and work as well. People just need to have more patience with us for sure, because we're doing everything we can, but we have rules to follow. They didn't have security cameras in the area. The cameras don't go outside, and I'm told there are no cameras in the surrounding area that could capture her license plate. The cameras inside weren't much help.
Angela says, what's something you would do differently looking back at the entire situation? Would you have said or done anything differently?
Yeah, I mean, I've replayed it over and over and over in my head to try to think of what could have happened differently. I think maybe we should have called security the minute she started getting upset, but it's just like we have so many upset customers on a regular basis that don't end up hitting us, so we didn't really, it's not something that would have come to my mind that would have ever happened. So we did have a discussion at the store about, if there's an upset customer, we're not going to risk it. We're just going to call security from now on. And the security guard felt terrible that he wasn't there to help me, but he was down the center because we have another store open nearby us, so he walks around. Did that answer the question?
I think so. Let me see here. You got a few more. No questions. Christina says, just thank you and all frontline workers for keeping us fed from Canada.
Awesome. Hi from Canada. So yeah, today I actually had to go to the bank for some change for work. And I can tell that they're a bit frustrated there too, because while I was there, they have like footprints that you stand on that are spaced 6 feet apart, and you can only have so many people in the lobby. Totally understandable. It's basically the same thing we're doing. And one of the workers had to come out and tell someone to back up from the other customer because she wasn't standing on the footprints, and she was very close to the other customer. So you can kind of see that they're dealing with it too. And so when it was my turn to get help, the teller made a mistake and deposited my cash instead of giving me change. So she apologized and was trying to fix her mistake, and it took a little bit for her to finish the transaction. And, all the while I'm there, I'm being patient. And she then at the end of it apologized for how long it took. And I was like, don't even worry about it. And I was like, if people don't have the patience to be out right now, they should stay home. And she said, I love that. Thank you. And little words of encouragement go such a long way for us. And I was glad to have made her feel better about that.
Chloe is asking, are you still working, and are you more nervous going to work now?
I'm still working. Yes, I am nervous. I think everybody's on edge to begin with. I get anxiety when I first open up the store in the morning because we always have a line of people outside. So I'm just wondering, it's usually right in the morning where people are the worst, it seems like, because we can only let 6 people in at a time at my location because we're smaller. So you let those first 6 people in, and then they take quite a while to shop, so the people behind them kind of pile up, and then they're just really upset that they're out there, and they're angry that they have to wait, and it's just, they take it out on me because I stand at the front most of the time. My employees, someone asked, how did my employees react? It was just me, a cashier, and another assistant manager, all females. And then I had a male employee stalking in the back who had no idea that this was happening. So the cashier, she called the police, obviously, right as this was happening. It's happened so fast, but she called the police, and my assistant manager actually went outside and was trying to get the plates, and she was also on the phone with the police. But I had asked her to come back. Hi, Mac. So I asked her to come back because I didn't want her to be attacked by these ladies. I didn't know what they were capable of or what they would have in their car. And obviously they were ready to cover their plates, so they're probably used to crime, I guess.
Beth asked, do you carry pepper spray or anything like that to protect yourself now?
No, I don't. I really don't feel like it's gonna happen again. I've been at this same job, same company for 17 years and have never had this happen. My boss has been there even longer and said he's never had anything like this happen. I sure hope it doesn't happen again. And we're all pretty alert, and my staff has been very gracious to try to take some of the stress off of me. They stand in for me at the front, especially if there's a upset customer. But I keep telling them, guys, I'm the boss. Like, I need to do this. I don't want them dealing with upset customers. And I was like, if there's an upset customer, let me know. I will still deal with them, even though it gives me anxiety now.
Yeah. There's some people not really asking questions, but a few people reaching out and saying really nice things. Timothy Warren said, if I was there, I would have tackled them for you.
Thanks, Timothy. I get that a lot, actually. I just wish somebody that was able to do that was actually around, but man, it was just kind of a slow time, which is pretty rare right now. So for there have to not been any customers other than these ladies was pretty crazy, but they had just missed like probably the last rush of the day.
Nikki asked, is this one of your regular customers?
No, this is not a regular customer. I've never seen them before, and they admittedly traveled from out of town, so they're not even residents. They don't even. I guess I could say I was told by my work that I could say that this was happened in Modesto, California, but these ladies were, I believe, from what they told the cashiers, they came from Tracy, California, which is almost Bay Area.
Martin asked, are there any other businesses near you with security cameras so they could catch the license plate number?
According to the police, that there was no business near us that has cameras that captured their plates.
And somebody asked, Christy asked, how did they cover the license plates?
Okay, yeah, so after I was hit, I could tell that I was bleeding, but I wanted to handle this situation, so I really wanted the police to get there quick, and I had the cashier calling the police, and I went to the office, which wasn't far, to grab my phone so that I could record. So as I came back to the front and I was watching what they were doing out in the parking lot, man, they were so casual. Like, they weren't scared, they weren't rushing, they didn't care at all, except for the only thing that you would know that they were guilty. They were covering their plates, so they used the baby blanket to cover the front plate. I don't know how they got it kind of like tucked in there. And then they went around. She grabbed something out of her back seat or trunk, as they were putting the baby stroller in the trunk. The other lady that didn't hit me was putting the baby stroller away. The child, there was a small child just staring at me like I did something, I guess. And then she put some sort of paper or even a sticker or something over the back license plate so that we could only see the very last number, which was a 3.
Holly asked, is there any security at your store?
We have a security person who walks around the complex. They don't just stay at our store. They walk to all the open stores.
And Holly again, is there security officers out front handling the line or anything?
No, security officers don't handle the line. We do.
Art said, get a lawyer.
Yeah, if anybody knows a good lawyer, let me know.
Oh, man.
I talked to my family attorney. He's going to let me know if there's somebody he can recommend to help me, because it's not quite his area of expertise, I guess.
Chloe said, this is a weird question, but did she look put together or more of a suspicious person? Just curious.
Well, neither, I guess. I mean, she was wearing kind of a club dress in the middle of the day with her baby stroller and her small child. And so she had a white dress on that was very form-fitting, very short. And the person that was with her was just in like a t-shirt and jeans, from what I remember. And the kids looked fine. Baby and small child.
Shariah asked, how's your eye now?
Well, I mean, it only hurts if I actually touch it, I guess. It's a little bit of bruising still. I guess you can see. It's kind of weird where the bruises are and under here. I don't know. But the cut is healing, and the bruising is going away. It looks actually a lot better today than it did yesterday, and the swelling is gone and no more lumps in my temple.
Holly said it seems like it was planned.
I definitely feel like they probably have had to do something like this before. A lot of people were saying that they thought that maybe they were there to try to steal. Like I said, I didn't see, and I keep forgetting to ask my employees if they actually saw a baby, if there was a baby in that stroller, but they had a blanket over it. So I don't know if they were planning to put something in the stroller and take off, but we didn't have what they wanted.
Kate, not a question, but you look like Amy Adams.
Who's Amy Adams?
You don't know Amy Adams? Come on.
I don't know. I'm not good with names.
All right. Art said, are you taking time off work?
I didn't take any time off. I was off the next day. I may have taken that day off had I not already been off, but I went back the day after. This happened a week ago today, actually.
So Monica asked when, you just answered, when did this happen? Is there footage? Is she banned from your establishment?
Well, yeah, I guess she'd be banned. We won't let her back in, that's for sure, if we see her again. But she wasn't from our town, and I don't think she'll be back. What was the other question? Were they banned?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll ban them from the store for sure.
Yeah. If the people are found, would you go after her for damages?
Yes, absolutely. I don't know about damages. I just want her to
Pay.
go to jail or something, you know? Like, what do you don't hit people.
Not over a pool.
Yeah, you know? Yeah.
If you guys have questions, now's the time. Sam's going live to answer your questions and anything you may have. We've obviously had a lot of similar questions posted in comments on things going on, so we just wanted to reach out and go live with you guys and really answer those questions. So please, please, please share this, like it, heart us. I see a bunch of hearts going. You guys are awesome. Definitely let us know what questions you have, and I'm seeing them here and reading them off. So back to Sam.
I'm sorry that happened to you, Walter. That's terrible. I've been robbed at gunpoint too with a previous employer years and years ago, and that was really traumatic. My friend actually asked me if that was worse or if this was worse, and I was like, man, it's kind of a toss-up, because at least when I was robbed at gunpoint, they didn't physically harm me, but it did take a long time, maybe at least a solid year before seeing people with jerseys on didn't freak me out, because they were wearing jerseys and bandanas. And I'm surprised that all the people coming into the store with the bandanas right now isn't triggering something for me, so I'm glad about that. But man, yeah, at least they didn't hurt me. You know, the pain I was in for a solid two days was pretty bad.
Kylie asked, what did she do after she hit you? Just walk away?
I couldn't see after she hit me. I don't know exactly. I could hear, but I couldn't see. So she hit me and obviously caught me off guard, and I had no idea what was what. So I couldn't see. I feel like my head was like stuck down for a cool minute, and like I was blind, it seemed like. I didn't fall over or anything. And I know that I pushed her because I could feel my hands on her flesh, so I know I had pushed her away from me. And then I heard the person that was with her say something along the lines of, "We're not doing this." And I imagined in my head, like I felt like she was like pulling her away, but my employee said that wasn't even the case. That all she did was like grab her arm a little bit, and they walked out casually.
Wow.
Mac, I'll let you know for sure.
Sienna asked, y'all don't have her on video.
Yeah, so I do have video. I'm going to see what the police can do with that before I share it on social media, because there could be repercussions for me if I do that, and that's why my employer doesn't want me to share it. Should somebody actually find her and then harm her, that could come back on me. So I do want to see what the police can do first before I make that decision to share on social media.
Jim asked, how are you mentally and emotionally?
I'm getting better every day, I think. Like I said, I had said earlier, you might have missed it, I was having a hard time eating. For a couple of days, my stomach was just a mess. It seemed like my nerves were just shot, and I couldn't keep food. I didn't throw up or anything, but I was having a hard time like just swallowing my food. How come this isn't breastfeeding.
Yeah.
I want to see the new post, guys. So, and mentally, like, I'm on edge. I'm nervous at work, and I'm doing my best to kind of just deal with that and push it down and be who I am at work instead of being like some scared person.
Nikki asked, sorry if you've already answered this, but what did she hit you with?
She hit me with her fist for sure. I had knuckle marks, and my cashiers said that that they believe she had her keys in her hand. I think she had her keys.
Raymond said, can I send you a video of what happened in my store?
Absolutely. Yeah, feel free. And I think we tried to change this page so that other people can share their stories, because obviously I'm not the only one going through something. Retail workers I had made a post a couple weeks ago because I was just so fed up with how we were being treated. I guess maybe I could share that on here as well, but I made a post about us. We're not heroes. You don't see thank the retail worker posters anywhere. We're not getting drive-by parades because we're out here working for people. We're not heroes. We're punching bags is what I said. You know, they're taking their frustrations out on us. Like, this is our choice, and we're the ones who make these decisions to have certain policies in place, and it's crazy. So I do want to be able to, everyone else to be able to share what they're going through as well, and maybe try to raise some awareness so that maybe people will back off a little bit, I guess. I don't know what we can do here, but getting the ball rolling, I guess.
Marcy asked a couple of times, Marcy, I'm sorry, we're just now getting to you. How did she cover her plate so quick?
It wasn't quick. She wasn't even in a hurry. So she walked out very casually while, you know, we're calling the cops and stuff. And I went to go get my phone. And by the time I walked from the front of the store to the office back to the front of the store, she'd already had her front plate covered. She had a baby blanket from the stroller, and she tucked it over her front plate. And then the other lady was standing behind the back plate while she was doing the front plate, so we couldn't get that one. And then she came, and I don't know if the lady even that was standing behind the back plate was doing it on purpose. She was putting the baby stroller in the car, so we couldn't see it. But she covered it with some, it looked like a paper or a bumper sticker, like about the size of a bumper sticker, and somehow stuck that to the back plate.
Holly Ruby asked, are you planning on staying at your job?
Yeah, I've been with my job for 17 years. I don't plan on letting this change things for me. It's what I do. I do this job, and I do love my job, and I love my employees, and I'm not going anywhere because of this lady.
And this is not a question from Madison, just love and support from produce worker in Maine.
Oh.
Yeah. Kylie asked a question, which I know is hard for you. Where do you work?
I can't say where I work. I'm not allowed to say where I work from my employer. There's a social media policy that we have to follow. But I can say that I work in Modesto. Modesto, California. Thank you, Janet.
Robert said, people are disgusting. Are you the young lady that got assaulted?
Yes, that's me. I agree. I'm pretty disgusted. I'm shook. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable that this happened. I can't believe it, but yeah, I'm the one who was assaulted. Thank you, Walter. Andrea. Yes.
It's been there for a long time. If you guys have questions, feel free to comment. We're going through them as much as possible at this point. I'm sorry for asking, what is your department number? Said Nicole.
My what? My department number?
Mm-hmm.
I guess I don't want to share that either. No, a lot of people think I work at Lowe's. I don't work at Lowe's. I don't work at Walmart. I work at a smaller corporation. No, Robert, I agree. This was definitely not okay. Even her tantrum throwing stuff off the counter was not okay, but for her to haul off and hit me, hi to know, was insane. I do have a lot of people, hi Corey Douglas, Walmart worker. I have a lot of people messaging me who work at Walmart, and I know obviously, man, they probably get the brunt of it. So sorry guys that you have to deal with terrible shoppers. I just hope that we can all be better shoppers in light of this when we go out into public when we're not working. Valerie just had a cashier in Indiana get attacked at 7-Eleven because she refused to bring the coffee because he didn't have a mask on, threw the coffee at her and punched her in the face. Well, I can relate to that, certainly. That's terrible. Should hope there's some kind of justice for you. I really hope so too. I did stress to my employer today that they need to be doing everything that they can to help me contact and speak with and communicate with the police, and they're doing that. So I know that they want to do everything they can for me.
Chloe asked, other than her, have you experienced other customers acting more aggressive during COVID?
Yeah. I wouldn't say really aggressive. I haven't had people like really get on my face or anything, but they do. I've had someone threaten to burn the store down because they couldn't make a return. Because we obviously, like a lot of retailers right now, can't make returns until I guess we get the go ahead. But yeah, they get mad about that. Not so many. I think more people are a little bit more understanding about that. But when I have to tell people they've got to wear a mask, you know, they want to preach to me about it. Like, I made this decision personally. I'm like, I'm just telling you what you need to do to go inside. Like, put the mask on for 10 minutes, you know, whatever you got to do to make your purchase and go. But I didn't choose this. I have to wear a mask for 10 hours. I don't want to wear it either. But you don't have to convince me. You just have to put it on to go inside. So,
Christina asked, was your assault related to COVID-19 pandemic?
I think somewhat. There are no stores open in their area. They probably wouldn't have been in my store had that not been the case. I think they're frustrated because they had to travel to shop. So somewhat, but I think that this person's character probably would have resulted in the same thing, whether there was COVID-19 or not.
Christina said, did the police ever find her?
No, the police have not found her. When I talked to them, police last night, they said that they had a dead end, so I tried to make sure today that they are still looking into it by getting my employer involved and making sure they got the video, because they told me they weren't able to open the video I sent.
Nikki asked, did she give anyone else problems that day that you know of, or just you?
Yeah, she was harassing my staff when I was coming back from my lunch break. Please stop. So I was intervening because that's what I do. I'm the manager. So I started answering her questions for her, and she just lost it.
Holly said, why aren't people kind?
I don't know why people aren't kind. I don't. It blows my mind because, I mean, some people are. I mean, we have really great customers, and some people are super understanding and super patient. I do love when customers come to our rescue because, you know, they'll be standing in line and waiting their turn, and they came with their mask and they're ready to shop. And when somebody comes up and gives us a hard time and they chime in for me, I love that. And I'm just so sad that I didn't have a line of people that day. At that moment, there was nobody there.
Let's see here. Sierra said, this whole pandemic has been awful on us retail workers. People are lashing out because they don't know how to deal with their fear. It's absurd that they think that any of this is okay.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand why people are acting the way they are. I'm kind of shocked by how people are responding to us being open for them. Like, we're putting our health at risk, and we're there so that they can get their essential items, a pool or whatever it may be. So so they can yell at us and treat us like punching bags. It blows my mind.
Dakota,
Thank you, Walter.
Dakota said, as a retail worker, I appreciate managers like you so much. Some managers don't stick up for the crew, and I'm sorry you got hurt in the process, but you're so appreciated, I'm sure.
100% trust my crew. I've trained all of them, almost all of them. Some people transfer from other stores that I maybe didn't personally train, but they do get a lot of training when they come to me. So they know the policies, they know what I'm going to say. And so I trust that when they give a customer an answer, it was probably the right answer to start with. So I do take their side, yes.
Karen asked if she had any markings or tattoos that you or your staff can remember. It might be easier to find them. Anything like that? Weird piercings?
I don't recall any tattoos on her. Nothing like that stood out other than the club dress. She had a club dress on.
Marcy said, I hope you shared that video to all the stores in the area. She'll be back. Then they will get her.
They didn't actually do that, which kind of surprised me. But we're in the middle of transitioning from loss prevention managers because the company is changing. Not all the stores are open, so territories are changing. So maybe that's why it didn't happen. But I'm surprised they didn't share the at least a picture with the other stores in case they did come in and they could call the cops. And honestly, I'm so busy at work, I forget to question things sometimes. So I've thought about it, I just haven't brought up that to anybody corporate level.
Christina asked, have you ever seen her before, or was her child a baby?
I have never seen this person before. She was not from Modesto where I work. She was, from what she said, from Tracy. Which is about, I guess, maybe 30 minutes or so away from Modesto. The child she had was probably, 5 or 6, and then a baby in the stroller.
Chrissy said, I work retail too, and I understand. We have been afraid to ask people to wear masks. We do all day. I'm sorry it happened to you. I hope they got her on camera and charges are filed against her.
Who was that you were reading, Emily?
Chrissy.
Oh, Chrissy. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to answer these questions. I get the same ones over and over. But yeah, we have her on camera. The police hopefully are able to open the footage that we resent today because they said they couldn't open the footage. I did show the cops when they came to the store the footage, and then they wanted it sent to them. So I guess the way I originally sent it, they weren't able to open it, and hopefully they can today, and I'll find out soon, I hope.
Shay asked, did you find out if you can share the footage yet?
I can if I choose to. I'm not going to share it until I find out. I don't know that I will share it, but I do want to see how far the police can get first. And if I feel like they're just giving up on it, then yeah, I might just go ahead and maybe screenshot a picture or something, or definitely post the footage.
And Chloe asked, did the child react at all to what her mom did?
From what I could see, when I was hit, I couldn't see the child's response because I couldn't see anything. So there was a period of time, I'm not even sure how long, I probably was seconds, but it felt like a while where I couldn't see. So I'm not sure. I didn't hear the kid didn't cry. When I did could see what was happening again, got my bearings back, I could see the kid was just like staring at me like, why did you upset my mommy? Like it was nothing new to her.
Holly asked, did you video or take pictures of them outside?
Yeah, I videoed on my phone. So these women were wearing masks, just so everybody knows. Even if I did, I do wonder if I was able to press charges against her. And a lawyer would probably tear me apart could I identify her because she was wearing a mask. So, yeah, I'm sure it's good luck, but yeah, I would definitely try. Did that answer that question? I'm sorry.
I think so.
Get off track.
I have kind of a question myself. There's a lot of people who have been reaching out on this page and calling it fake. To them, what would you say?
This is not fake. I did not do this to myself. I did not hit myself, that's for sure. Those who think it's fake, they can move on. I don't have to join the page or watch my posts or look at my pictures. I really don't care about them.
I'm glad, Roxanne said, I'm glad you're going public with this and hope she is caught and turns herself in.
I doubt she will turn herself in. She doesn't seem the type, but yeah, that would be a perfect situation though.
Roxanne, thank you for sharing, by the way.
Yeah, thank you, Roxanne. For sure. Jason says he's had a woman attacked at his store. They told upper management about it, and it took the customers aside and explained how it was her fault for the situation. Be aware that management these days are being encouraged to de-escalate the situation and blame the associate first. No, yeah, no, that's not me. I wouldn't do that. Did my associate did make a mistake by holding the product in the first place. She shouldn't have done that for this lady. She is a really good cashier. She's very, very sweet and just, I think, wanted to do this person a favor, and end up not being able to hold the product long enough for these ladies to make it, even though, they said they were around the corner and we held it longer than 30 minutes. So I think that she made a bad choice in holding the product, but I know she did it out of kindness to try to help a customer, and it blew up in her face, and she feels terrible about it. But I'm not mad at her, and I don't hold it against her, and I guess it's a learning experience is all.
Now, there's a lot of this reaction, too. Shay wrote, we should take into account she probably has a mental illness she needs to address and get help for. This type of reaction can come from someone with borderline personality disorder going through a manic episode. Not saying this is her, but my mother has struggled with it for years, so this sounds very familiar. I hope she gets the help she clearly needs.
Yeah, obviously a normal thinking person is not going to wall out and hit somebody for not having a pool in stock. Lily, I think you're probably right. And yes, customers get mad about other items not being in stock as well. Obviously, out of our control. A lot of the items that we carry come from China. So they're on back order, and so we only have what we have, and they don't understand. We can't order them something. We get what we get.
And Amy asked, did your store not have security in place?
We don't have a security guard that stands just at our store. We have a security guard that runs the parking lot. We have other businesses that are open in the parking lot, and some restaurants. So he looks after all of us, and I have a very good security guard. I actually love our security guard. He is probably the best one I've ever had, and he feels terrible that he wasn't able to respond faster.
Francis asked, did any management that's above you take your side, or did they uphold the customer?
Well, I'm the store manager, so there's really no management above me other than I have a supervisor and our corporate. So they have all taken my side. Yeah. That customer was... I don't even want to call her a customer because she didn't buy anything. And customers don't act that way. I mean, they just shouldn't... I don't think she deserves to be called a customer. I've lost my train of thought.
All right.
I don't know where I was going with that.
Chris said, I'm so sorry people are acting like this. I have worked retail, and people can be literal animals. Mm-hmm. I've been screamed at. It just went away. Because of sale items being out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's out of our control, too. We do our best to... get them what they need. It may not be that day. We can't obviously make stuff appear out of nowhere, but we definitely try to offer rain checks, and there's so many options. But right now, during all this and the limited supply, we really don't have as many options as we used to as far as getting product to customers that they want.
Jam said, just want to say you seem like a really great manager. Been in retail for over 10 years.
Who said that? Jam?
Jam.
Thank you. I try my best. I think that I need to be a good manager because I have good employees, so I like to take care of them. Audra, I don't think she'll be back. She wasn't from our city. She did get a name actually, but they can't agree on what the name was, and I think the tag they wrote her name on was thrown away. I went off to urgent care, so I didn't stay and investigate that. But they can't agree. One person thinks the name was Sierra, swears it was Sierra, but 3 others think it started with a K and it was something like Kiera. So the cops have that. Obviously, not much we can do with that because it's just a first name, and we don't even know if it's the right name.
Someone said she will eventually come back to the store get her plates when she does.
Yeah, she's not going to be back, guys. Unfortunately, she won't be back. They're not from our area. I don't think she's got any reason to come back. Tammy, I'm sorry that you're scared and don't want to go back to work. I feel that. There are days where I'm just like, man, I don't want to do this again. I feel like it's getting easier. Either it's getting easier or I'm getting more used to it, I guess. And it's sad that I have to get used to people treating us this way. Yeah. And how hard it is to work through a mask and have to sanitize between every person that comes in and be on my feet all day long. And it's hard. It's really hard on us, and they don't seem to care. I don't want to say everybody, but some people care. A lot don't.
Shay said, I'm glad you're okay, and I'm sorry this happened to you. You were being much more mature than I would have been. I really would have lost my stuff.
Yeah.
Stay safe. Thank you for being an essential worker.
Don't get me wrong. When I replay it in my head, I lost my stuff. If she came back to apologize, wow. I don't know what I would say. I have to think about that one. I know, knowing me, I'd probably be gracious, I guess. But I guess what I would really want to do is just maybe tell her off or something, I guess. I don't know.
Jamie asked, how do you know she's not from your area? Did she say she had a long drive?
Yeah, she said she came from Tracy. She told the cashier she's coming all the way from Tracy. Can she please hold the pool? She's right around the corner. So, yeah, that's how we know she's from Tracy, if that's where she's from. I mean, that's what she said.
Krista asked a question I've never heard. Have you considered getting clear front panel masks?
What is that?
The deaf community is currently struggling due to inability to read lips, and just curious if retail stores are considering this.
We did get some feedback from our corporate about that, that if people who usually read lips obviously can't do that, to give them pen and paper so that they can communicate with us. It's better that way, and vice versa if they need us to write something.
Let's see. Holly said, my husband is a store manager too and comes home with stories daily. Locals are great, and he knows them, and the problems come out of the town. Very sad.
Yeah, I know a lot of our customers, I see their faces all the time. So I have a lot of customers who are repeat shoppers and regulars at our store. A few of them I've seen since this, and they've seen, what's happened, and they're just outraged. And if I was there, I get a lot of, if I was there, what they would have done. But man, unfortunately, nobody was there that could have done something.
So Stephanie said something that I've had a lot of people reach out for. She said, I would call the cops and have them pick her up. You can't just apologize for such a horrendous act. But from what I understand, she left before the cops got there.
Yeah, she was long gone before the cops came. Obviously, the cops don't have a very quick response time. They were actually pretty quick. In comparison to when we call for a shoplift, they were there fairly quick, but not fast enough, because they had time to pack up their car and cover their plates and casually drive away.
Marcy said the police can't find her. They are no help.
So far, they're no help. I'm not giving up, though, and I'm going to keep pushing them. And, if anyone else wants to push them, they're the Modesto PD.
Yeah. Danielle was sweet. She said, if it helps, you are still beautiful.
Thanks, Danielle.
I'm glad you have a method in mind, Chris said. Holly, do you think she saw what she did to you?
Yes. I know I was bleeding instantly because I could feel it. And she definitely didn't rush out. I think she wanted to come back at me, but I don't know what was happening if, like, my assistant maybe moved in and between my assistant closing in and her friend or person, maybe even mother that she was with, grabbing her arm and telling her, we're not doing this. I don't know. But I think she knows what she did, yes.
Shay wrote, I hope you choose to share the footage. She sounds like a ticking time bomb.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Some people just think we owe them the world and behave that way. So she just was, she seemed like she was above it all, you know, and she wanted to make a complaint to our customer service, and she was writing our information, you know, and I'm fine. That's totally cool. Like, I get it. You're upset. Like, I'll give you the number. I was answering her questions and giving her the information she was asking, except for the last name of my cashier. But I lost track again.
Oh. All right. Well, Karen's got a question.
Sorry, guys.
Would you recognize her if you saw her again?
I asked myself that too. I'd like to say that I would recognize her, yeah, but it's hard to say. People can change their looks so easily. I think if anything wasn't like maybe exactly the way it was, I might not. But I mean, I was talking to her for quite a bit before she actually hit me, so yeah.
Rachel asked her race.
Her race, she was African American. Headwinds bleed a lot. I know that was very scary. I really hope that you don't have something. Yeah. I think I'm okay, Chris, but yeah, man, it bled so much. I had blood everywhere, and my associates told me that they were cleaning up blood after I left, and I was like, oh man, I'm so sorry. But yeah, I had a mask on too, because we're also required to wear them all day, and the mask, if you see the picture of me with the blood on my cheek, it's because my mask was smashing the blood all against my cheek, and it like bled through my mask and then was dripping underneath everywhere. It was crazy.
Jasmine said, entitled people are such jerks. I'm sorry this happened to you.
I agree.
Any more? Certainly hope. So a lot of people are saying things like this. They're wondering if you're going to prosecute her, if you're going to follow up. I certainly hope that they catch this woman and prosecute her to the full extent of the law. What do you have to say to that?
Absolutely. If they caught her, I would want them to prosecute her. Absolutely. Yeah, she should have to pay for what she's done here. I didn't deserve what she did, and yeah, nobody should have to go through this.
Knew that answer. Marcy. Chloe asked, do you have kids, and how did they react?
Well, son. Their dad had told them about it before I came to pick them up that day, or they were dropped off to me. And he said that my youngest son had tears in his eyes. But, you know, he was assured that I'm okay. And my oldest son, he was angry, but, man, when I came home after that night, I came home and this one didn't leave my side. He stayed with me and watched some movies with me in my room and stayed with me.
Shay said, if it were 2 inches lower, it could have been life-threatening. I'm really glad you're okay. Are you going to keep working?
Yeah, I'm going to keep working. I have been working. Let's see, yesterday was my first day off since the day off I had right after, so I've been working. I was back today. Yes, my son is cute. Thank you. They said, hello, son. But yeah, I'm not going to let her scare me away from my job. I'm going to go and I'm going to face it every day. I do have anxiety. I'm on edge. some customers make it worse than others. Some make it completely pleasant and kind of make up for those who act terribly to us. But yeah, I'm going to keep working for sure.
Angie said, I've been in your shoes. It's tough. People definitely don't understand what retail employees go through sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you haven't worked retail, then you don't know. And especially working retail right now in these times, man, it's just 100 times worse.
Diane asked, did they find the woman that did this?
They haven't found her yet. The police have the report. Everything I know, they know. And all the video I have, hopefully they're able to open the video and I'll have some more answers on that soon.
Chris said he has to go, but he wants to say thanks for sharing your story and you deserve respect.
Thanks for watching, Chris. Keep following. I will keep you guys updated for sure. Hi, Max.
So this came up a lot too about how people would respond to this similar situation. And I'm sorry if I mispronounce your name. Safari. Self-defense, use your hands on them. Should have beat her. Like.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda, you know? Yeah, no, my mind was screaming swing for sure, but I couldn't see anything. I was totally taken off guard. And I know that I had, at least enough wits about me to push her away. I remember feeling her flesh because she wasn't wearing much on my hands. So I know I at least pushed her away from me, but thankfully she didn't keep swinging because I'd like to think I would hold my own.
And Marcy had a really good point. She said, you don't know what you would have done in this situation. If she would have went after her, God knows what could have happened. She is a mom and she makes decisions based on her kids.
Marcy said that?
Yes.
Exactly. 100%. I do think pretty well in crazy situations. So I knew, even though I was shook, that going after her wasn't a good idea. Not worth losing my job. I have mortgage to pay. I have kiddos to take care of. And I want to keep my job. I like my job. I've been there 17 years. I've got good benefits. And I'm not going to risk my job to go after someone who's already walking away.
And this is something you've been asked a lot, and people are starting to ask again. Did they check the cameras? Were there cameras? Is there anything they missed on the video?
Yeah, the camera footage, and it's getting tiring having to say this over and over, but yeah, I want you guys to know that there's camera footage. It's not the best. The face was covered. They covered the plates, but the police have everything that I have. And hopefully, like I said, they're gonna. I asked them if they would post it and to the police website, because I see the police websites do that all the time. They post, do you know these people? But they said they couldn't open it, so we resent the footage today. Corporate sent it in another format, so hopefully they will get it.
Amy asked, what was the age of the girl?
The age, I want to say she was probably in her mid-20s.
Haley, did they ever catch her?
We're working on catching this lady, but honestly, I don't know that that's going to happen. I might end up having to post the footage here so that we can get some help with that, but I want to see how far the police can get first, and if I feel like they are going to give up or wash their hands on this, then I will maybe take it into my own hands.
And I'm not sure if you can answer this. Lee asked, big box store.
No. A big box store is like what, Costco or something?
So.
No, we're not.
Megan asked, what state?
Modesto, California is where I work.
If the friend of that person is watching, please turn your friend in and do the right thing, said Roxanne.
My associates seem to think that the friend was actually her mother. But I don't know that to be the case. Thank you, Gwen. I know I've had so much support from you guys and other retail workers and other essential employees who who are going through similar situations. And I want to thank everybody. I'm gonna sign off. Gonna sign off here, and maybe we'll do another live video when I've got some more information to give everyone. But I want to thank you all for listening and asking questions, and hopefully this will satisfy some of the messages that I'm not able to get to. And I'm going to still try to get to all the messages, but man, there's a lot, and it's quite overwhelming, and I'm touched that so many people care. So logging out. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much.